Can you shut that off? Good morning, my stamping friends. It is Tammy with Stamp and Scrap Tammy with our Wednesday Facebook Live on Thursday. So sorry about the delay this week. I had a busy start to my week with having my Cafe Crafter team meeting on Tuesday. We're switching up my days. So this might happen periodically throughout the summer where I do our live on Thursday instead of Wednesday. Schedules just get a little bit goofy in the summer. All right, so welcome everybody. Today we are going to, speaking of my Cafe Crafter group, I'm going to share with you the make and takes that we made on Tuesday. So they are just adorable using the You're a Peach suite. And let's see, so it's You're a Peach is the name of the suite. The stamp set and bundle are sweet as a peach. So really a fun projects that I have to share with you today. I have 4 cards. I hope that I have time to get through them all. So I'm not going to spend too much time here. I just want to make sure to say hello to everybody and welcome. Let me see here. It looks like it is going. So I'm hoping some of you are able to catch it live, even though we're on the wrong day this week. But it's always a great time to do some stamping. Okay, we are live and ready to go. I'm just going to point things down and get started. So you are going to get a nice little glimpse of the You're a Peach Designer Series paper. Today's video is a like, share, comment, and win, of course, as usual. So this week, I haven't decided yet on my big series giveaway that I'm going to move into, because last week, I'm hoping I'm going the right way here. Last week, we finished up a 6-week stamp set giveaway, and we gave away a mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. So we got to start something new. But for this week, our like, share, comment win, it's going to be a sampling of the You're a Peach Designer Series paper. I'm going to send you the completed cards that I make today, as well as a little packet of them if you want to make them up yourself. So that'll be a great little incentive today to take part in today's video. And it looks like what I've got here, I only have the setups for 3 of the cards. I wonder if I can figure out what the situation here is quickly. So here, how about this? While I go and grab that last little set of supplies, I will let you have a nice good look at those cards. And looks like I don't have it here, but that's okay. So we will just do 3 of the cards and then you'll get to see the last one. All right, so these are the cards that we're making today. These cards were not created by me. So these were our team make and takes, and I do subscribe to a meeting planner. So we have got beautiful make and takes every single month that are very relevant to what is going on in the stamping world. And I do get them from Ronda Wade. I know many of you probably know her. She's a fabulous demonstrator in Michigan. So that's where our meeting planner comes from typically. Sometimes we veer from it, but they are just so fabulous that I wanted to share them with you today. So You're a Peach Designer Series paper. These are the die cuts. And I also brought in the scallop contour dies. As you can tell, as the weeks go on, these are ending up in darn near every card that I've been making, whether it be the scallop here or some of these dies here. I haven't worked into using these actually at all. I've used the stamp, but I have not used the dies. So, and then here's the coordinating stamp set for that one. Not what I'm using today, but using these coordinating dies here. And then the Sweet as a Peach dies are perfect. What I do like about the You're a Peach, here's the stamp set here. Wonderful sayings and sentiments, but it's a really good price point. So the Sweet as a Peach bundle is $36.75. So it's not one of the higher end price point bundles. So it's a good way to get into a bundle without a lot of money. All right, so let's get started here. I'm gonna start with, let's start with this nice crumb cake. Actually, you know what we gotta start with? Let's just do our stamping right away. I'm gonna get that out of the way. We're gonna do a bunch of stamparatusing today. I believe I have my stamparatus ready. In fact, I think I have 2 of them set up. And this is a nice, easy way to do multiples of a card. So I set it all in advance, and now all I have to do is drop my pieces into the stamparatus. So I have got a couple different things going on here. I'm gonna do a tiny little label, which the stamparatus is perfect for that. I only have to measure and make sure it gets lined up 1 time, and then after that, all I have to do is drop it in because it's just a nice, small, petite label that it's gonna be added on. And then we're gonna have some larger peaches. And we've got these little ones here, and then some leaves. We got all kinds of fun stuff. Now, let me point that out too. I didn't use all of the dies in here, but this morning when I cut them out to make this template, something that I really like is that if you see these 3 flowers here and then these leaves here, let me see, this cuts out this small leaf, you get 4 of them. So there's actually 4 die cuts. And then these 3 flowers are a set of 3 clusters, and there's 3 of those. So if you're doing a bunch of cards or you want to add a lot of those onto one card, you can do that by not having to, you know, run it through so many times, because you can get 3 of the die cuts at the same time. All right, so now we just have to measure these up here, or not measure them, line them up. They're already cut. We don't have to do any measuring. So I'm just gonna line them up how they go. And if you notice on my Stamparatus today, I do have a black mat under here. This comes with the Stamparatus, so that when you are using photopolymer stamps, it gives it that little bit of cushion, just as I pull in my Stamp and Pierce mat when I'm using photopolymers on a hard surface. That's exactly what this mat does. It makes it so that you get a nice crisp image. Now I can do these at the same time. I'm going to drop that into place. And let me see if you can see this here. I'm going to very gently just brush the top of this, and that way my surface should stay relatively clean. And I can even pull it up just a little bit. And if it gets dirty, that's okay. Because what's nice about the Stamparatus is, let me see if I have that. If you do get your Stamparatus dirty, what you can do is, look, that stuck a little bit, but that is just fine. And let me bring in this. Something I like to have handy when I'm doing Stamparatusing with small pieces like this. I like to grab that. So I can just use my putty end of my Take a Pick tool and get those pieces out of there without having them falling all over the place. It works out great. I'm using Calypso Coral ink for my peaches today. Okay, and so what I can do now is I can get my Simply Chamois mat and I can just clean it up right away. And so that is something nice to have. You don't have to pull all of your stamps off to get it cleaned up. This is very flexible, so you're able to do some cleaning while it's there. You know, I got started and I didn't even look to see if anybody was here. I saw that I was on, and that's about where I left it. So make sure if you're here that you give me a nice hello. It's always nice to see where people are from. You know what would be great today is to tell me about what the weather is like where you are. Did you know that here in Minnesota, it is like, I don't even know if it hit the hundreds, but with the humidity, I'm sure. But it was like, it's so hot out right now. I had to go outside and meet a customer and give her some stuff this morning, and I headed right back in. And it's nice and cool down here, so I think I might just be staying put today, other than a quick trip to the post office. But it is just ridiculously hot here. So if you've ever wondered if it actually gets hot here, it gets ridiculously hot. So we're like cold and hot. We get a couple weeks in between for spring and fall, and then it's like one or the other, it seems. All right, I'm gonna get that wiped off. Looked like it needed to be wiped just a little bit better than what I had it. And I'm gonna bring an Old Olive for my other peaches. And I'll, or not my peaches, what am I talking about? For the leaves. And so I'm gonna do 2 leaves, 2 peaches. I'll do my peaches first. So as you see, I've got my thing already set up here. So we'll get all the stamping out of the way. All right, so I can see on my phone, I can't really read, but on my computer, it's not showing me the comments. One of these days, I'm gonna maybe figure this out. After, I know, why do I even say that? I'm probably not gonna figure it out if it's been, what, 1.5 years since I've been doing these consistently and I haven't figured it out yet. There's probably not a lot of chance that I'm going to figure it out. All right, so now I see, what did you use to clean that with? Okay, so Patty just asked, what did I use? That was my Simply Chamois mat, and all it is it's a cleaning tool, and I just get it wet is all. I rinse it out, so right before I started today, I rinsed it out with some warm water, and then it gets kind of the old ink off of it there, and then it makes it nice and flexible to use. In between, if I leave it kind of open or in like an airy container so that it will dry out, and it will get pretty hard. And I don't want it to get too much moisture in there as it dries if I have it sealed tight, because then it can get a little mucky and I don't like that. But so I like to just leave it in kind of an airy container, or like here, let me see. So like this one that I have, this one was broke, so this one works perfect. So it will dry out in there. And then when I'm ready to use it again, I just have to get it wet again. So it's this Simply Chamois Matte. It's phenomenal. I believe oh no, I don't think I did put a link to that above, but I can certainly get one if you'd like one. All right, and let's put our leaf on here. And we're gonna do 2 of these. And the peach is kind of one of those where it doesn't always, like it, I can't remember what they call that, but where it's supposed to look like that. So it's supposed to be faded in different kinds of, in different areas. This one I maybe could have, maybe I'll pop that one back on there. It looks like my, I can tell on my stamp that there's still a little bit of ink. I was getting excited talking about my chamois that I didn't finish it. So this is another good way to see how the Stamparatus works so great, because I missed a little spot there, so I can just pop it back in. There we go, and now it filled in quite nice. And we'll stick that in. So as a distracted stamper as I am, that works perfect for me. I can always go back. All right, and then let's go ahead there. See, now as you see, I'm getting some ink over here, and that's okay because my Stamparatus is gonna make sure that I don't get it any other places that I don't want it. And so now very quickly I have all my pieces. There's still a little bit of stamping to be done, but I have all the main pieces ready to go by using the Stamparatus. Okay, so let's get to the cards. Let's start with this beauty. There is a little bit more stamping on this one, I see, with those cute little flowers. So I will bring in some crumb cake ink for this part of it. So we're gonna actually be stamping 3 cards today. And this one is really fun. Very minimal supplies on this. So we have crumb cake paper, then we have got some circles cut out using our circle dies, and then I use the scallop circle die as well. And so I just fold that in half, and then just take these little flowers and we're just gonna sprinkle them about. And they don't need to go the whole card. And so as you see, I'm not really thinking about where I'm putting them, and that's the key. Don't overthink this part of it. You want to just sprinkle them on there so that it looks as random as you can do. I know it's easier said than done sometimes. And then our circles are going to go in the middle, and we can always come back and add a few more if we'd like a few more after we get the card assembled. Now next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all these circles, and looks like I need one more in here. And this fun little one, just to add a little texture to it, comes from the Tasteful Label die. So we're just kind of mixing and matching a bunch of our different shapes is what we're doing here. And look at this Sweet as a Peach paper. So different designs to choose from. I do want the old olive side up on my scallop. And so now what I'm going to do is just get to adhering things, and then we'll grab that peach in and we'll finish things off here. And then as you see how simple and quick this card is. So let me talk just a little bit more about these make and takes. So these were make and takes for our Cafe Crafter Team Social that we had the other night. I don't know if you saw that picture of all, we did a little envelope challenge. So there was lots of ways to get in the envelope challenge. One of the fun ones was if you sent 25 cards each month, you got in that envelope challenge and could get a prize. And so that was just a fun little thing we did. But we also do make and takes every month, and these are available to be shipped, or you know, if you're local to me, you can come and make them in person, and they just pay $5 for the entire packet. And then, you know, there's prizes and things that we do too. So it's a great opportunity to do some stamping if you have a long wish list, or you want to be part of a stamping community that just goes maybe a little bit above and beyond what you're already doing, or you just want to get a discount. Our Cafe Crafter group is a great option. Everybody is welcome. We've got beginner stampers, we've got avid stampers, and everything in between. So now I have my Sweet as a Peach. I'm going to put that in early espresso ink. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping, and it's going to say, "Have a peachy day." Isn't that fun? And so let me find the proper stamp. I got a couple. So "Have a peachy day" is one of the sentiments we'll be using today. And then also "Sweet as a Peach." So you could go with either, but I think "Have a peachy day" is a nice one for this. And I'm going to do that in early espresso ink and keep it right in the center of this peach. And it just fits perfect right there. And then I'm going to adhere that to this circle here. I'm going to put it right on there. Oh, not a good idea to do that. The adhesive does not like the foam mat. And then we have to add a stem. So the stem, I think, would be a great idea to add with some mini dimensionals today. Well, let's do 2. 1's probably enough, but 2 is better. Then we know it's going to stay for sure. And I'm just going to tuck that right on the top. And then we have a bow. Now, we got a little bit of a problem with bows. You know, when I went on vacation, I decided to put some nails on, and I love them. They're very fun and easy. I don't have to polish them. But now my bow tying has failed. So I need to, I'm not as fast anymore. They get in the way. So I have to do some practicing now if I decide if I'm going to keep these. But as you see, it worked out. But I could have been done with that bow in half the time had I not had these nails on. But I need a scissors. I don't have a scissors handy. I haven't been standing at my counter to do too much stamping lately. I've been doing a little more sitting. My feet had been kind of bugging me a little bit, so I kind of made a different station, and now and anyways, now I don't have everything set up properly. All right, here we go. Look at that. So that finishes off the first card I'm making for you today. And of course, we have an envelope with that. We should probably decorate those envelopes for this peachy. I'm gonna have to work on that. All right, next up, I love this. This was not even planned. So again, these make and takes are from Ronda Wade. And we must have been on the same page because when I went to make these, I thought, boy, this is a very familiar looking layout. This is a layout that I just used the last couple of weeks. This is that scallop contour die. And what we're gonna do here, so very familiar, like if you're wondering, gosh, I think I've seen this before, you have. You've seen something very, very similar. All right, and so what I have got now is, I put a piece of paper here, and oh, I do have all the cards here. Why did I only have 3 before? Here it is. Okay, so this is the insert here. We're just gonna basically start putting the pieces together. There's a little bit of stamping to do on here. If you want the measurements for these cards, I am gonna be sharing photos of these cards and the measurements in a blog post. I'll be working on that later today. It will likely go out tomorrow. I will email it out as well after I have it completed. So look for that in the next couple of days. If you like these cards, you wanna see the measurements, they will be sent out in an email. Probably, the email will probably do Saturday. I'll work on the blog today, get it up tomorrow, and then I'll send the email on Saturday sometime. So watch for that. And so that way, if you are looking here and you're like, I really want to make this layout, or you're loving the peach stuff here, that'll be an option for you to take a closer look at it as well. And sometimes, you know, the video, you can see them, but it's nice to have a still picture as well. And here we go. Let's go ahead and stick that into place. And I did notice this morning when I was looking at the Sweet as a Peach stuff, the bundle is on back order, of course, because I picked it. So why wouldn't it be on back order if I'm using it today? But that doesn't mean you can't order it. So I always encourage people, if it's something that you want, I would order it now rather than later. That way you get to be the first one to have it. Nice to see Susie asked, could you put Wink of Stella on the peach? Of course you could put Wink of Stella on the peach. You could do Wink of Stella. You could do that other really fun stuff too that makes it look, oh, I don't have it here, shoot. Maybe I'll try that on the next one. But you could put a multiple of different things on there if you'd like. You could spruce this up as much or as little as you want. They're great how they are, but Wink of Stella is never a bad option for anything. Okay, so now I've got the vine I'm putting in the center of this card. This is just basic white, and I will add my peaches that I did with the Stamparatus when I'm through with this part. And see, look, it leaves spots right where the peaches are gonna go. Like they've thought of everything here. Now, let me leave that out. I'm gonna make this into a thank you card. All of these sentiment stamps are coming right from the Sweet as a Peach stamp set. So I didn't pull in any other stamp sets. So heck, even if you don't like peaches, these stamp sets in here are great. Let me show them one more time. So you have happy birthday, and it's a nice script of the birthday. Thanks so much. And then there's some smaller ones here too. So really some nice sentiments in this stamp set. And that's something I look for when I'm purchasing my stamp sets. I always like to make sure that there is, not always, but almost always, that there are some sentiments that I can use. Like if I'm not making peach cards, what else can I use out of that stamp set that will go with other ones? And that happy birthday and this thank you that I have on here are perfect for to coordinate with other stamp sets. All right, and then I'm going to put this on this pale papaya paper. This pale papaya has become my favorite paper color of the new In Colors. I was a little bit surprised by that. I was kind of leaning more towards, I think it's a fresh freesia and polished pink as my favorite, but I have now used the most of this pale papaya. So that's kind of a nice, nice thing that I got going on there. All right, and I'm just using my minis here. And let me just get those out of the way. Again, let's stick these into place. They are 3 slightly different sizes. I didn't really figure out if it mattered which one you put where. I didn't really think too much on it until after I had it done, and I thought, I wonder if it mattered. And to me, it does not. They are, you know, just ever so slightly different sizes and shapes. And then we do need to do a bow. For this one, I'm gonna do a double. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it down like so. So I've got 2 layers there. And I'm gonna leave that attached, and I'll worry about that after I have it tied. Nice simple bow. And let's snip that on both sides. All right, and then I'll take a glue dot to attach it to the top, and that will finish off the next card. Oh, I didn't get the glue dot. See, it's these nails, I tell you. And then what we can do, let's grab that Wink of Stella. Let's try it out. And you'll see, hopefully this shows. Sometimes Wink of Stella doesn't show in the video that well. Of course, Wink of Stella looks great. Would it ever not look great? So look at that. Got a nice sparkly little peach, and now all we have to do is adhere it to the front of our card. And you can decide on this if you like it closer this way or this way. I liked it just a little bit more to the right. And you know, it does hide this little bit, but then when you turn it, you get to see that too. It just adds a sweet little touch when you add that scallop to the edge. So perfect layout for this peach card. And then let's move into the next one. I love this one. This one is really cute. So I've got basic white. I'm gonna just fold that in half, set it to the side. And I sure hope I have my sample. I should. I didn't think I had all the cards here, but I did. So this one is nice. All right, so what we have here is our contour dies. I've got the little inside still there on a couple. All right, and so what I'm gonna do is put my Sweet as a Peach paper down. And why don't I use the flip side? So you'll be able to see on my other sample this side with the peaches, and then I've got this side. So the designer series paper in this set is great. Both sides are fabulous. So really on any of these cards, you could use the flip side of the papers and have beautiful, beautiful cards in the end. Now what I'm gonna do is put my baker's twine. I'm gonna put it through here. So I'm just gonna do like a little bit of threading. I'm gonna put it through this way. It really made it lay nice and flat. Okay, here we go. So this is about, what am I doing here? Let me think about what I'm doing here. Okay, I need to make this go this way because I want to make it go around 2 times. It's baker's twine. This stuff is, you get a ton of it on, I think there's like 15 yards on a spool, so we might as well use it. And let's pull that into place. It lasts like forever. Need that just a little bigger. And then I will thread it through there one more time. And then all I gotta do is snip it on this side. And of course, when I'm tying a bow with ribbon where I want it to stay in place, I do like to put that glue dot down right where I want the center to go. It helps it just really helps give me some leverage to get the bow tied nice and tight. Now, if you don't like bows, still do not steer away from using ribbon. go for it. Use the ribbons you want to use. Just tie a knot right here and just leave it like that if you're not comfortable with tying bows. Or if you didn't leave yourself enough room, or, you know. But nice, simple, just how you tie your shoe. This twine is very forgiving. It's just nice to have it there. Okay, so this is all that these layers are. I'm gonna go ahead and adhere that into place, and then we'll bring in our label. I also used the label from another label from the Tasteful Label dies. Looks like I still have a couple of those little doodads in there. I had them all over the floor when I was cutting for this. Oh, one more. I think I'm gonna find them for a couple of days. And here, let me show you this one. So you can see how beautiful that pattern is. And now you can see the other pattern. All right, and I've got some messages coming through here. I'm going to close that. And now we're gonna do the other peach. What did we do? Have a Peachy Day. We already used that one. So let's go ahead and go Sweet as a Peach on this one. So then we're gonna have both. And I will use the Old Olive ink here for this. And this one I'm gonna put my peach over here that I already have stamped. And so I'm gonna put the sentiment for this one just kind of down on the right side here. And that is an Old Olive ink. There's many different colors that coordinate with this paper. It's really a nice set because, let me see. These are all of the coordinating papers. So actually Old Olive isn't one of them, but it definitely is in there. That's what I use for my stamping, but you could use the Pear Pizzazz too. But Old Olive looked great. So of course there's always more than just what is listed here. Old Olive, you could even use, if you wanted just a little bit darker, deeper, you could go with, what am I trying to think? Mossy Meadow would be another option. So just, you know, what you have is going to work for you, whatever green tone you have. And you could even do it in basic black if you wanted for the sentiments. And the Early Espresso looked really nice too. And let's put our peach right into place here on the right. This is where I'm going to bring in that cute little sentiment here. So thanks for being as sweet as a peach. And so that's where this tiny little label works great. Now you can see how that would maybe be hard to stamp on there and get it even. So that's where the Stamparatus really came into play to get that a nice, there, look at that. That looks so good, so good. All right, and if I didn't, oh, I thought I lost it, and of course it's sitting right in front of me, is our stem for this peach. And I really liked that idea of adding Wink of Stella. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that again. You can even put it on the leaves. I haven't brought out Wink of Stella. I guess I've been in a little slump with not using my Wink of Stella. I don't know what's going on. I better get back to it. I think I was going through one of these about once a week. And then I don't know, I veered away from it, I guess. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere this. And then we'll have to do one more little bow for the top of our peach. And I was looking through, I was checking, so the suite didn't have any definite ribbons that, you know, were included in the suite. But there are some great options if you want to go, you know, a little farther away from just the baker's twine. I think baker's twine is great for everything. But a couple other ones, there's the in color ribbons in the Pale Papaya. And then there's one other one. Let me see if I have a roll of it. This ribbon here is so pretty. It's got the white trim. I have some swap cards that I'll be sharing with you. Pale Papaya and white. Let's see if it has a name on it. Woven ribbon. So there's some other Pale Papaya ribbons that would be great with this suite as well. And we'll stick that down. And one more quick little bow, and then I have one more card to share. I think I have time to do it. Again, like, share, comment on the video today, and you will be entered to win not only these cards that I have completed, I will send you a set of them for you to complete yourself. That one didn't work for me. Looks like I got a little unwoman. That's never happened to me. And I will send you a set of these cards for you to complete on your own too, and you'll have the sample cards to follow. So that will be this week's winner and a sampling of Designer Series paper. So you're going to get a cute little setup of this paper and these cards. And so if you've been on the fence about trying out this set, that'd be a great way to get it, as if you won today's prize. All right, my computer's being so goofy. All right, let's go ahead and adhere that again with a glue dot. So glue dots are a definite for today's projects. And what other, of course, dimensionals and a regular tape runner, or you could, the Stamp and Seal, or you could use the liquid glue as well. And one more card to create today. And this is using Balmy Blue. I really enjoyed this card. And it's going to be a great go-to layout. I do believe I'm missing one piece though, but I'm going to just go ahead and do it without it. So if I had it, it would be really nice. Let me look. I might have been out of them. That might have been the problem. It looks like I am. So I'm going to actually just make it without, and it'll be just fine. But on this background here, there is a birch wood embossing folder. But I will make one without. So that'll show you even a nice, real simple stamping. So then this would be a real nice, simple stamping card. And I've lost my bone fold. Things are just going a little bit array right now. Okay. And, okay, so we got Balmy Blue. And I'm going to do my sentiment because in the old olive, because there's some green tones right behind there. So I've got a strip of that. I've got Balmy Blue. Nice thing about this layout is when you do out of your designer series, looks like I have an extra one there, you can get 12 out of one sheet of paper, because the designer series paper here is cut 3 by 4. So then of course my background, and this Balmy Blue is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I'm not sure, this looks like 1 1/2 by 4. So I'm going to adhere that to the front. You could use the other side as well, but I'm going to stick with the Balmy Blue. So this Balmy Blue on this one, you know, a lot of these papers, the back sides would be, if you weren't using them for the Sweet as a Peach set, the backgrounds are fabulous. So you've got some different, you know, all of the back sides of these almost have a different, you know, stripe or polka dot. So if you wanted to use them for just like a regular kid's birthday card or really any occasion, would look really nice. Okay, and so one thing I want to do now is adhere this just right down, and then we'll do a stamping, and then I've got these cute little Balmy Blue flowers to add to the side of it. So let's bring in our Stampin' Pierce mat one more time. My happy birthday stamp now, and that old olive ink again. And I'm going to stamp this. This piece is much larger than I need. It's a 3/4 of an inch piece by, I'm not sure, it was a scrap, probably 4. I'm going to just do it kind of right in the center, because I'm going to snip off the one side, and I'm going to snip it off at an angle. And that's going to take care of my stamping. I'm going to bring in, I didn't even have a full package to share with you because I snipped all these off to put in the packets to go, is the opal rounds are what's going to go in the center of my flower. And let's see here. So this is going to go right into place, right in the center of that. So you can see this looks nice without that embossing folder, but if you like an extra little layer, an embossed layer of basic white looks good too. So it's kind of fun to show it in different ways. Little happy mistakes when I don't have all my proper supplies here. Oh, I pulled that right off. I'm still using up these mini black ones. I don't know. I'm going to have to open up a package of regular ones one of these days. I guess this will be the true test. I said last week that I don't use them on white, but you can't see through. And I have so many of them open that I do need to use some of them up. All right, I'm going to just put this on with the liquid glue. I know it works. I know there's some in there. I just used it to do that little template to put all of the little die cuts on here. And something that I should have done after the fact, I really should have put it on an adhesive sheet. That wasn't very smart on my part to not have it. Like these little ones here would have been great with an adhesive sheet. But the liquid glue worked well. It just took me a little bit longer to do it. But if I would have used an adhesive sheet, they would have been just like a sticker, and I would have been done with them in half the time. All right, and I'm gonna put one here, and these are 3 different sizes, and I'll put the small one up top. It doesn't really matter which way you go. And then we'll take a pick tool. I don't need this out anymore. And just put one of these opal rounds in the center. Regular rhinestones would be nice as well. These have a little bit of glitter to them. It's probably not easy to see in the video, but they do. It's a really nice little glimmer on them. See if I can hold it up and you can see that. I'll check here quick if there's any questions or comments, if I can get it to pull up. It's kind of one of those days where things aren't working how I want them to. All right, looks like lots of comments, so I will go back and take a look at those and reply to any messages or comments, questions. But again, here is next week's winner or today's Facebook Live is going to win a set of these cards. 4 cards I will send you, along with supplies for you to make 4 of them. And then I'll also send a little sampling of the designer series paper. So a good incentive for this week, if you'd like to participate in today's video, like, share, comment, tell me what you thought of today's cards. If you love them and you'd like to do little projects like this monthly, there is the option to join our Cafe Crafter group, and you get lots of perks of being part of that group. You can take part in our group as much or as little as you want, but we do make and takes like this monthly for just $5. All right, everybody, I'm gonna get going for the day. I got lots going on today. And I hope you guys all stay cool. If it's as warm as it is here, or wherever you are, if it's as warm as it is here, it's gonna be like 100 degrees today. So stay inside, stay cool, stay hydrated, do some stamping. It's a great day for that. All right, everybody, we'll see you back here. The plan will be next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central. If you want today's measurements, watch your email, join my email list, and I will be sending them out on Saturday with a blog post. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good day.